if they're like, I need 4 bedrooms and I need a study, that's a different floor plan, right? It's a different budget range. So you're trying to like fit the pieces of the puzzle together here. That's the reason we go through the card in these questions. Um, needing to know if they want a 2-story, right? That's a whole different price point, right? Most of the time. And then this one right here, it's like, okay, you guys said you need 5 bedrooms. You said that you really want a 3-car garage. What are you thinking as far as square footage range? Let's just say that somebody says, let's back up and say, let's say it's a 4-bedroom. Okay. They say 4 bedrooms. What's the smallest 4-bedroom people might be looking at?
1800-ish, probably, maybe.
At Shaw Homes, we had a 4-bedroom that was 1642 square feet. That is pushing it on 4 bedrooms. That is a tight bunch of little rooms, right? So that might be the lowest end, but what's the high end of square footage on a 4-bedroom? You can get up into like 6,000 square
Yeah,
feet with 4 bedrooms sometimes.
3,700 plus.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So just because I asked bedrooms doesn't mean that I don't need to know like what square footage range. A 1,600 square foot 4-bedroom is a very, very different price than a 3,400 square foot 4-bedroom, right? That's a massive budget differential. And then when I'm asking this, which should also come out during the time when I'm talking to them about the 5 easy steps and covering that. But right here, if I'm asking this number, why do I want to talk about payment range?
I know a lot of people they only think of like the number to buy the house. We want to buy a $400,000 house, but with the way we do things, a $420,000 might have a similar payment. So
Everybody only wants to discuss price. They never come in going, I'm looking for a home that has a $2,600 a month payment. But they do come in and say, I want $400,000 home. What if, overall, the percentage of people that are financing is extremely high, except when you get in the really high end price points. Very, very high likelihood that they're going to look at payment at some point, and I might as well help them figure it out now, right? So basically, what I'm going to do on payment range is I'm going to try to get them thinking about it now. If I only talk price, the customer will draw a line in the sand. They'll go, I can't go over 400,000. And you'll be like, okay, but up to, and they'll say 400,000 and not to go over 400,000. If I talk payment, they'll nudge it up as I ask those questions, right? I ask them, what kind of monthly payment are you comfortable with? And they go, 2,600. And I go up to, they go, like 2,800. Like a $200 price bump in payment is 30 grand in house price. That might be the difference between the plan they want and the plan they're willing to pay for. That might get them to the plan that they actually want by that $30,000 bump, or it might get them the options they want in that $30,000 bump. Might be the difference between you getting the deal and not getting the deal. So, and then I say, and if it had everything you ever wanted not to go over, and they might bump another $100. Well, now we're 15 grand more than that. So now we've moved $45,000. So that's kind of why you want to go into this. You also are sort of telegraphing to them or, giving them the insight that you're gonna do a lender warm handoff at some point, right? Because what's our rule about talking about price?
We never mention a price without immediately at the same time mentioning a payment.
Exactly. We don't talk price unless we're at the exact same time talking payment. Got to do them both at the same time. Because most people are financing. So we got to get this conversation started, and we got to make sure we're in the payment range they're comfortable with. Otherwise, I could show them homes that aren't even gonna, it's not even an option. When is the last time that they looked at monthly payments? Usually
Probably
it was
less.
5 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's much different. So because according to the NAR, National Association of Realtors, people move every 5 years. What were rates 5 years ago? Like 3.5%. Now there's 6.25%, 6.125%, right? So massive, massive shift in what that looks like. So then it's, I connect, I go through the card, right? And now we get into benefits. Oh, my document is gone. Let me go find my document. Hang on. Give me a second. All right, here we go. So I covered connect, I covered card. Now we're moving into benefits. When I say benefits, what do I mean?
Well, maybe the benefits of the particular floor plan that they're thinking about.
Yeah, this is really
USP.
more about, yeah, USP, Purple Cow. This is really
Oh,
about builder benefits.
Is that a Seth Godin
Yes.
reference?
Yep. Purple
Nice.
Cow. Yep. In a field full of brown cows, the purple cow stands out, right? I want to talk about what does USP mean,
Unique selling proposition.
right? I want to talk about why should you pick me? You guys, they don't know the home builder's story. They don't know why they should choose them. They don't know what makes them different unless you tell them. I don't care if they've been to your website, they don't know. They didn't study your website when they went there. They went looking for pictures and videos. And they're like, oh, that's pretty. I'll go talk to them. They often saw our no-brainer offer, right? That you're going to get a low interest rate, going to get a special deal. A lot of times that will trigger something for them to reach out, but they don't typically like know exactly what makes us different than other builders. So we got to dive into the things that make us different, right? And that's why we have the document called Why Choose, and for you guys, why choose Flint Rock, right? So let me grab yours real quick. Oh, these things are, my links are broken here, Jordan. I can't find the Why Choose Flint Rock for some reason today. Keep saying page not found. Do you have any idea? Did you hide it from me? Is that what you did? All right, I've got it over here now. The PDF is not showing up, just the JPEG. So it's like you have to read this to them. This is the script, right? All you got to do is pull it out and go, guys, I'm putting together a packet of information for you. And one of the things in here, let me just briefly go over it. Let me explain something to you guys that you may not be aware of. If I hand somebody a packet brochure with a bunch of pieces of paper in it, how many of those people do you think are going to read the entire thing when they go home?
Somewhere between none of them and zero of them.
Yeah.
So what I do is when I pull this out, when I pull together the brochure, I go through each page with them as I'm showing them what's in their packet. And this is one of them, and this is where I do benefits. I go, hey, one of the pieces that I put into your packet here is the Why Choose Flint Rock Homes. And you may or may not be aware, but we are Springfield's highest rated and most reviewed home builder. Have you guys seen our reviews? You want to ask them. You want them to take the moment to, in their brain, acknowledge the fact that you just told them you're the highest rated and most reviewed builder in your town. That's a flex right there. That's flexing. And they're going to go, wow, actually, I didn't know that. And then you ask them, have you read any of our reviews? This is a very telltale moment. First, I said, questions are the answers. I said, did you know we're Springfield's highest rated and most reviewed home builder? That's a question. If I make it as a statement as opposed to saying it as a question, their brain processes the information in a different way. Did you know that we are Springfield's highest rated and most reviewed home builder? Actually, I didn't. And now they're acknowledging it in their mind for a moment. And then you say a second question, because questions are the answers. And if you want to drive the bus, what do?
Ask
You
the
got
Ask the
the one
questions.
asking the questions. Exactly. So the second question is, have you read any of our reviews online? I'm planting a seed. They're probably going to say no. I'm planting a seed that they should. And you know what's going to happen for you guys? You're a 5.0 out of 5.0 stars, and you have like 600 Google reviews now between all your maps. They're going to read nothing but good things about you, right? So you're just kind of planting that seed that they might go home and look at it. Women are more likely to read reviews than men. She might go home and find out more about your digital reputation, and that's powerful.